Okay, that was a true story, not a fairy tale, a true story in the life of Jesus. The story took place about 2,000 years ago. So, who can tell me the name of the man that Jesus was talking to and went over to his home? What was that man's name? Anyone remember? Zacchaeus. Does anyone know anyone named Zacchaeus? Neither do I. Let's just call him Zach. So we're going to talk about Zach. Now, Zach wanted to see Jesus, but he couldn't. Why couldn't Zach see Jesus? What was wrong there? Yes? Why couldn't he see Jesus? He was very short and couldn't see. Just like all your children are pretty short compared to your moms and dads and grandparents. Have you ever been to a parade or something like that, and in order to see better, your mom and dad put you on their shoulders? Yeah, okay. Well, that was Zacchaeus. He was an adult, a big man, but he was short in size. And he wanted to see Jesus so much. What did he do? He couldn't see Jesus because he was so short, so what did he do instead? He climbed a tree. Does anyone know what kind of tree it was? Yes? A big tree, right. A sycamore. Have you ever seen a sycamore tree? Neither have I. Actually, I did. I was in Jericho one time, and I saw a sycamore tree like the one the real man, Zacchaeus, Zach, climbed. So, he climbed up a sycamore tree, because he was short, in order to see Jesus. Now, was Zach, I keep calling him the wrong name, was Zach a very popular man? Did everybody love Zach? No. Why not? Let's get some new people here. Why not? He cheated people. He worked for the IRS. And they always cheat us, you know that. So he was not very popular at all. And yet, he must have been curious. He must have heard about Jesus. Jesus had a great reputation. He healed people who were sick, people who were blind. He gave them sight. People who couldn't hear, he restored their hearing. People who had horrible diseases, he cured them. So Zach must have heard about Jesus. He wanted to see him. And no one would tell Zach, you can come up in front of the crowd because you're so short. They didn't like Zach. So he took matters into his own. He climbed up the tree. And he was waiting there for Jesus to come by. Like a big parade, Jesus and all his followers going to walk down the road. And Jesus walks down, and what does Jesus do when he gets near that tree? What does Jesus do when he gets near that tree? Yes? Do you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesus looked up. I mean, you're walking down the street, all of a sudden you see a guy hanging from a tree. That's got to catch your attention. And what did he say? Zach, yes? He said, Zach, I want to come to your house. Imagine that. Jesus, the Son of God, God himself, says, I want to come to your house. And was Zach happy about that? Yeah, he probably just danced for joy. He jumped down from the tree. He couldn't believe it because nobody else liked him in that town of Jericho. But now Jesus, the most famous man of Israel, said, I want to come stay at your house for a while. Now, what about the rest of the crowd? What did they think about this? Jesus going to stay at Zach's home. Were they excited about that?
No, they were not.
Why not?
Because they didn't like him because he's thief.
Yeah, they didn't like the guy. They said he's a thief. And they said, why would Jesus, this holy man, go eat and stay with a thief? What kind of company is he keeping? What kind of friends does Jesus have to talk to people like this? But once Zach met Jesus, his life was changed. His life was changed. What are some of the things that Zach said he was going to do now that Jesus came into his life? Yes? He was going to give half of his property to the poor. So when you go home today, everything in your house, give half of it away. Just put it on the front lawn and give it away. Oh, you better not. You'll be in deep trouble. And I'll be in real big trouble because they're going to blame me. But Zach realized, I don't need all this stuff. He was rich. He probably had more stuff than he needed. And he wanted to make up for the stealing that he had done. He said, one more thing. Not only will I give half of my belongings away, what else did he say? Yes? Exactly. He'll give back 4 times as much money as the people he cheated. Word for word, you were perfect. 4 times. So if he went to someone's house, let's say he went and said, Rome wants $100 in taxes. Okay, we all have to pay taxes. And I want $100 for me. So he stole that second $100. So how much would he give back? He went back to that person's house and said, knock, knock, I stole $100 from you. How much did he give back to that person? 400. Wow. His whole life was changed. We don't know the rest of the story. But my guess is that Zach was a very popular man from that time on. He was honest. He was generous. And I think people changed their minds about him. Why? Because he met Jesus, and Jesus changed his life. Now, the lesson for us as we come to this church, I'm sure many of you come almost every Sunday. Some of you are old enough to receive communion. And so we come to this church, and Jesus says the same thing to each one of you and everyone out there that he said to Zacchaeus. I want to come to your house today. Maybe not really your house in the neighborhood you live. I don't know whether you live in Summerlin or, the lakes or somewhere else. But Jesus said, I want to come to you. I want to come inside you. Again, those of you who take communion, he comes inside us literally. We receive the body of Christ. He says, I want to come to your person. And I want to make you happy. Because all of us are a little bit like Zach. All of us make mistakes. All of us do things we're not supposed to do. All of us don't do things that we're supposed to do, like chores around the house and so on. But Jesus said, that's okay. I love you. And if you work with me, you're going to be a better person, and we'll all be happy together. So that's the real lesson of our gospel today. Jesus wants to come and be part of your life. He says, I want to come to you. And if Jesus says, I want to come to you, what are you going to say? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, Lord. Come to me. Come change my life. So thank you very much. You can go back to your places. Thank you.